Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name is Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. The Nance County Sheriff's Office asking for help in identifying a masked intruder who broke into a bar last week. The Sheriff's Office said the burglary happened at the Corn Crib Bar in Belgrade in the early morning hours of May 7th. Surveillance video captured these glimpses of the suspect. He's believed to be a white man wearing a black mask, gloves, black jacket, blue jeans, and white and black Nike shoes. The burglar took off with some merchandise from behind the bar. Anyone with any info should contact the Nance County Sheriff's Office. Well, advocates for medical marijuana in Nebraska say their campaign for a ballot measure this year has met a key requirement. Campaign manager Krista Eggers says they've achieved the proper amount of signatures in 38 different counties in the state. The group wants to get 2 medical marijuana initiatives on the ballot this November. Now that they can check off the number of counties required, they're moving on to their next goal, 87,000 valid signatures total. 2 previous attempts at getting medical marijuana on the ballot have come up short. In 2020, the state Supreme Court took it off the ballot despite having enough signatures. Then in 2022, they lost a major donor, which kept them from getting close at all. But now, with 50 days to go, Eggers says she's hopeful the third time is the charm.
To at least now shift our focus. Very exciting, but absolutely no time to celebrate or to pat ourselves on the back. It is go time.
Eggers says she also believes the recent decision to change marijuana's level of enforcement at the federal level will work in their favor over the next 2 months. Meanwhile, the referendum against the private education tax credits bill in Nebraska won't be appearing on the ballot in November, but that doesn't mean the fight over funding of private schools is over. Secretary of State Bob Evnen notified sponsors of the private education tax credits referendum that he does not intend to place it on the November ballot. The referendum had sought to repeal LB 753, the Opportunity Scholarships Act. That became law last year. But Evnen says he took the referendum off after LB 1402 passed this year, which already repealed LB 753. Now, petition organizers have filed a new referendum last month, this time seeking to partially repeal the newer bill, LB 1402. Petition organizers have until July 17th to collect the necessary signatures. On Capitol Hill, the House passed a Republican-led bill yesterday that would prevent President Biden from withholding weapons to Israel. The final vote pretty much along party lines. 16 Democrats voted with Republicans to pass the bill. All 3 of Nebraska's representatives were yeses. The legislation would also require any withheld weapons to be delivered to Israel within 15 days of the bill's enactment. Now, the bill is unlikely, though, to be taken up in the Democratic-controlled Senate, and the White House has already said Biden would veto the bill if it got to him. The Biden administration has paused the shipment of some bombs to Israel, citing opposition to the weapons being used in the densely populated city of Rafah. Last week, Biden faced pushback from lawmakers in both parties after he said he would halt some shipments of weapons if Israel invades Rafah. Well, new data from the U.S. Census Bureau reveals some population trends post-pandemic. Experts who analyzed the numbers say the populations of many big cities started to rebound from July 2022 to July 2023. The Census Bureau reported that the Northeast and the Midwest, on average, saw cities of 50,000 people or more grow, reversing declines in 2022. However, in Nebraska, it's a mixed bag. Census numbers show North Platte has seen the largest decline in population over the last 3 years, down 3.7%. Bellevue, Grand Island, Hastings, Omaha, and Papillion also saw population declines. On the positive side, Columbus has seen the most population growth over the last 3 years, up about 1.8%. Fremont, Kearney, Lincoln, and Norfolk have also seen population gains. A Nebraska tribe touting the success of a program that prepares students to help build their workforce. The Nebraska Winnebago tribe's Apprenticeship Program hosted its achievement ceremony this week. It helps high school juniors and seniors learn skills while helping fill available jobs in the community. It's a collaboration between Ho-Chunk, Winnebago High School, and the Winnebago Education Department, along with local businesses. Ho-Chunk says tribal leaders realized they needed programs for their youth who might not be pursuing higher education.
This program was intended to get students interested in a foot in the door in the fields of construction, IT, nursing, education, etc. Any of those sort of technical related careers.
Bass says one of the tribe's priorities is ensuring its members have job opportunities. He says some apprenticeship graduates choose to start working right after high school. Others pursue further training in their apprenticeship field.
We want our kids to go off, get educated, and come back and contribute to the tribe and make it a better place, and for them to be successful. If they want to contribute those skills on a broader scale in other communities, they have that support system.
Students in the program earn credits for spending 2 hours at their work site 4 days a week. On Fridays, they learn so-called soft skills like resume building, interviewing, and the importance of a good attitude and good attendance. A longtime educator and administrator in the Panhandle is filling a vacancy on a college's board of governors. Lori Liggett sworn in this week as the District 1 representative on the Western Community College Area Board this week. Liggett recently retired after 39 years in education at Gordon Rushville, most recently as superintendent. Liggett will be filling the remainder of Dr. Margaret Krause's term. Krause passed away earlier this year. Grand Island's Habitat for Humanity officially has its new director. Board members announcing this week that Lindsay Juergens has been accepted as their executive director. Juergens has been serving as the program coordinator for Leadership Unlimited in Grand Island for the past 3 years. She also serves as a member of the Grand Island Public School Board of Education. Juergens takes over for Alyssa Hagee, who resigned last month. Recently, the Crane Trust property in central Nebraska saw a bison give birth to a black calf. Experts say this is special. Ana Ruth Lugo Mejia tells us why.
There's a special new member to the Crane Trust bison herd. One of the bison gave birth to a black calf, which is notable because black fur is a recessive trait. Crane Trust ranch manager Josh Weesey says it's uncommon.
You're talking about a 30 to 60 million bison in the 1800s that were reduced down to about 200 or a little over 200 by the late 1800s. So black bison babies may have been a more common thing, but their genetics have been so reduced that it's now a very, very, very rare thing to see these black babies out there.
According to Weesey, the calf's dad is believed to be from the herd they purchased back in 2020 and has history of producing black calves. Weesey says the black bison calf helps tell the story of how the trust is diversifying genetics. Around 155 bison roam on 1,200 acres of Crane Trust property.
What we really are trying to do is not only diversify our genetics, but really add to the national recovery effort and international recovery effort of bison genetics as a whole.
To make sure they know who the dad is, they will be doing genetic testing during the fall and winter.
Kind of exciting to see this young bull come in and hopefully get some work done and see these black calves. And we've not had any more black calves yet this year. We've had a few that are a little bit darker compared to that kind of natural reddish cinnamon color that most of our calves have, but we're hoping that, this is sort of the sign that these young bulls are kind of reaching breeding age.
In Wood River, Ana Ruth Lugo Mejia, New Channel, Nebraska.
Some tea drinkers are going to have to find something new to brew. About 900,000 tea bags from organic tea brand Yogi have been recalled. The Food and Drug Administration says trace amounts of pesticide can be detected on the bags. Now, the FDA is calling this a Class 3 recall. That means the product probably won't cause major health problems. So far, there's been no reports of any related illnesses. You can find more information on the FDA's website. And reaching 100 years old is quite the achievement. But a rare occurrence in northeast Nebraska brought together two veterans who reached that age on the same day. Luke Stera